700 of the nation's top cornhole players from across the country have made their way to South Florida. After 2 long days of qualifying, we are set for our first Johnsonville Cornhole National Championships of the year. And with that, we welcome you to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, alongside Trey Ryder. I'm Jeff McCarrick. You know, Trey, just like with the PGA Tour, where you have tour events all year, but then 4 big events, cornhole very similar. You have tour events all season long, but tonight, the first national championship.
Like you said, we have 4 national events of this season. This first one appropriately named the Kickoff Battle. It's going to be the first time all year we're going to see how these players play in the pro division at the highest level. Like you said, over 600 participants, pushing $60,000 in cash prizes up for grabs, 14 different competitions, but tonight focusing mainly on 2 of them, pro doubles and women's doubles.
Over 130 different cornhole boards have been set up over the past 2 days. Again, 2 long days of qualifying have brought us to tonight. So let's take a look at the schedule for tonight and the championship rounds that we are about to see.
The big question mark for me, Jeremy Schermerhorn and Derek Singleton, their first ever appearance on this big stage, going up a powerhouse team in Ryan Windsor and Isidro Herrera. Ryan Windsor not only making this 14 playoff in pro doubles, making it to the finals of pro singles, and then of course our women's doubles final, Cheyenne Renner, Sam Finley coming into the season as heavy favorites headlining this division. Have they met their match in Megan Maupin and Christine Pappy?
And as we all know by now, playing back at the convention center is one thing in qualifying. Playing under the lights on ESPN is something totally different. And with more on that, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team, Taylor Davis.
You're absolutely right, Jeff. And this first matchup is actually a familiar one. Both of these teams are members of the Great Lakes Conference. They have played each other in many events. And when I asked both of these teams how they would describe their opponent, they use the same word, aggressive. These are guys that are not afraid to really go for it. But for some of these guys tonight, it's their first national. It's their first time playing on television. Jeremy Schermerhorn, for example, told me the nerves can really get to you if you're not familiar with an environment like this. But he said for the players like him that deal with those nerves, they're really relying on their partner just to keep the mood light and focus on the game. Guys, it's just another testament to how important the chemistry is between these partners.
All right, Taylor, thank you very much. That will be something we keep our eyes on early on. Let's get to the rules here, Trey. And again, as we talk about all the time, the rules are pretty much what we all grew up playing in the backyard.
Yeah, we're playing at 21 points, but we're using cancellation scoring. Every bag that goes in the hole, you're going to get 3 points. Bag on the board is 1 point. But if player A were to get 9 points, player B gets 7 points. Player A or Team A would get 2 points towards the overall score. You don't have to win by 2, straight up to 21.
All right, let's get to our all-cornhole path to the finals here, Trey, and take a look at some of the stats. Again, a long grind to get here.
Yeah, long grind is correct, and the big number that stands out to me is this one right here. The 11.63 by Graham and Monlin just shows you how dominant they've been all year, really on the back of Jamie Graham, who's had an incredible day, not only in singles but in doubles as well. The rest of the 3 differentials pretty even when you consider that the path that they had to go through. Graham and Maudlin come into this as favorites.
And let's meet our contestants here in our first semifinal. We'll start with Ryan Windsor out of the Great Lakes Conference. So you see, just 23 years old. We'll talk about this more later, but a chance to be a really good professional poker player. But right now he's concentrating on cornhole, and why not? He's really one of the great young players.
Right, Ryan Windsor won this event 2 years ago in singles. Now he's back in doubles.
Isidro Herrera, 51 years old, out of Illinois, a native of Mexico. And Ryan describes Isidro as having a killer instinct. So again, Ryan Windsor and Isidro Herrera together. And on the other side, here also out of the Great Lakes Conference, Jeremy Schermerhorn, who Taylor was just talking about. Again, nerves is going to be the big thing here early on for some of these guys playing under the lights for the first time.
Yeah, Jeremy and Derek making it to the finals and winning their bracket to get here surprised a lot of people. To themselves, they weren't surprised. They're confident in their gameplay, but they come into this game with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
There's Derek Singleton, his partner, 47 years old. There you see he works for UPS. He's been with UPS for over 23 years. He's been playing cornhole for 25 years, but competitively just for the last 5 or 6 years. He's played a lot of online events, but again, first time here on national television for Derek.
And that's the key. First time on national television. Does it make a difference, and does it cause those pipes to burst from pressure?
Well, the guys have looked good in warm-ups here for the last several minutes, and now we are set to go. Under the lights on ESPN here from Fort Lauderdale, our first national championships of the year.
Right out of the gate, getting a good shot of that Roman red zone. Bags that are 50% or more in that zone, very likely to be dragged in by an airmail and sometimes by even a slide shot.
Hey, go back, go back.
Will he go airmail to drag this bag? Got to be deep.
Early airmail.
Big
two in.
Big shot by Singleton. And it pays off in the end.
A quick 5-spot, 5-0 lead.
Shot by Derek Singleton here in the first round.
And that's a big start to this game. We talked about nerves. A lot of times, if you got the nerves, you're the one that's starting off slow and you have to build into the game. Not the case here for Schermerhorn and Singleton.
Schermerhorn looks pretty good here early on. He was very honest today when we talked to him. He said, hey, I'm going to be nervous tonight. He said it's just going to be dealing with this, especially here in the first couple of rounds.
That bag does look like it'll be brought in. Asking if you should slide or airmail. Singleton says whatever you want to do. Going airmail.
Bounces it in. One still hangs.
Windsor
Roman red zone.
Across the board, trying to stay away from it.
Windsor almost knocks in.
It looked like it was touching.
Yeah, it looked like it was about that far.
Still 5-0.
First one in. Isidro Herrera, great story. A native of Mexico, he is one of 18 brothers and sisters. Bag on the way, knocks two in. Only 9, actually 8 are still alive, and Miguel is the brother who actually taught him how to play cornhole. He recently passed away. He got really emotional today when he was talking about Miguel.
A double 4.
Isidro's usually a very reserved player, and just goes to show you how close that they were and how much that Miguel meant to him as a mentor.
Meanwhile, on the flip side, there you see Ryan Windsor in the black glasses, white hat. Ryan wanted to play with Isidro so bad that he actually missed his uncle's wedding. Isidro called him up and said, hey, I need a partner. Well, and Ryan had been watching Isidro for so many years, really wanted to play with him. So he asked his uncle, he said, hey, I've got a chance. He's like, just go. He's like, I'm just getting married in the backyard, just go.
You heard a little, that means airmail. Big time drag by Jeremy Schermerhorn. Again, same shot as the last round. Windsor going to right side, trying to avoid it.
Another double 4-bagger, still staying at 5-0.
Well, we talked a lot about the nerves for Schermerhorn, but he's looked good here early.
And that bag is set up again for the possibility of a drag. We'll probably wait to the 4th bag before you make that decision. Here's going to come the decision.
Big one here for Derek.
He actually went for the airmail there, but just missed it a little bit short right of the hole. Skipped it in, though.
3 out of 4 in for Herrera. And now a 5-2 lead as Windsor and Herrera on the board. Watching Ryan Windsor play, just his delivery, his mechanics.
It's just the same motion every single time. has bags that are a little bit slower on that sticky side. There are two different sides to these cornhole bags. That bottom side, he is letting it tack up just a little bit. Likes a little bit of restraint. Likes to throw a little bit of a lower, harder bag. I'd expect an airmail trying to drag this bag right here.
Slides it in.
Instead of hitting here to drag it, he ended up hitting here, and that's why it brought that bag a little bit closer. Schermerhorn's got an opportunity now.
Couldn't take one in.
Yeah, he's frustrated because
We're all tied up.
all you need to do is get it to the hole there. If you get it to the hole, at least one's going to fall. Don't worry about both of them getting there. You just want to at least get one.
All knotted up at 5 apiece. Again, first one to 21.
Any bag on the side of the hole like this, it makes this hole go from 6 inches to maybe a 9-inch hole diameter-wise because you're using it as a bumper. That's why when you miss bags, you don't want to miss left and right. You'd rather miss short or long. The grunt there because he had two bags right on that edge, right in that Roman red zone. The other two bags by Isidro way far away. Just hoping he could capitalize, get some of those in.
Not a whole lot of talking early on. The players are, Mike. Sometimes we hear a lot of chatter between teammates.
Interesting decision if he goes for a block behind or he tries to go on the right side of the hole. He does block behind. Schermerhorn's got a couple options. He could board it. He can try to go around it, hook the side on the slick side and fall in. Or he could just try to shoot it on the right side. If you shoot it with the airmail, you risk dragging a bag. And I think that's ultimately why he goes with just boarding.
Another wide, still standing 5.
Boy, so many times it becomes like a chess match. You know, these players at this level seemingly can just put them in at any moment, but if there is one that's short, then all of a sudden you get a little block in the front. It just changes the whole strategy.
And now this is a game right here of Singleton trying to push that bag away and Herrera trying to bring it closer. Ultimately, it looks like Singleton won that round because he was able to push Herrera's bag away from the hole with a greater margin than Isidro was able to pull it closer.
2-point round for Schermerhorn and Singleton, and now a 7-5 lead. Schermerhorn with the honors. There at the edge.
Replacement bag, as we call it. And now what Windsor wants to do, bully. Push this bag out of the way. Perfect. Perfectly executed bully. Because now this bag is so much further out of play, it's going to require a great shot by Schermerhorn to bring it closer.
Real good bag, actually.
Yeah, that was a really good bag, though, right there to block.
It does block it up, and you're worried about a pinch
be
now.
Careful.
Does he go with an airmail? Ryan Windsor does have a flop shot. That bag may be a little bit
It's
too
up to
close
you.
to try the flop
It's
shot.
up to you what you want to do.
So many times, though, Trey, we've seen guys try to go for that backside airmail, and it flies off the board.
And I think you just spoke the conservatism into existence right there.
I mean, how many times have we seen it? They so badly want to try and drag that one on the backside end, but they try and just bounces off.
And sometimes the smartest play is a wash and move on.
Yeah.
It's a good V block We talk about it, okay, I said a V block right there. That's what it was showing on the board before that last round. When it does that, if you don't hit the center of that V, of that bag pointing downwards, it will deflect a bag left or right. And that's why Herrera was able to score there. He used his bag as a barrier to deflect Singletons towards the right, left, away from the hole.
He can't hear me. He's got his music in, so. Yeah.
He's right. So many players now wear their earbuds.
He didn't want to hear the
Talk about
crowd.
that V block again. Going to make it hard to push. Now he hit it perfectly, dead center of that V, and that's why it stayed in the center. Whereas this is more of a flat block. It's going to be a much easier bag to push. Stepping out a little bit, might be trying to go hit here and in. But he didn't like it because he missed towards the center and now brought that bag in front, in range for an airmail drag.
Couldn't push it in and it rolls off.
On for a walk.
Big shot here for Schermerhorn. And just lays it on there.
That's what we call an ugly wash.
We go.
A 5-point wash. Those are the type of rounds that the people at home, they go, I can do that. Get me on the boards.
You're right.
Again, looking for a bully, but he pushed the wrong side of the bag and now puts the advantage back on Herrera.
Stacking them up.
Now, a lot of people may go airmail here, and he may still shoot it, but I think there's value in waiting. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He just bumps his because now he's still maintaining the front half of the hole. Isidro's still sitting pretty here. If he had hit the airmail, now he leaves the front of the hole completely open for Singleton.
Boy, now the hole more than 50% blocked.
Short.
What do you do here, Trey?
Oh, you don't have much room here. You only probably got 15 to 20%.
Jam it or short airmail.
All right, he's saying short airmail, land here, try to drag him. But he went deep.
Oh, short.
Well, there are two dangers that we've seen in that. One, flying it off the board like that. And the other is sometimes it seems like those bags get pinched up, like you say, and it's almost like concrete. It just bounces off.
Right, exactly. It becomes that barrier, and sometimes, like Windsor was able to do to lay off in previous rounds, sometimes that's the best thing you can do is just lay up on the front of the board.
Yeah.
That's only blocking Windsor's lane. That is important.
Good bag.
He matches Schermerhorn by blocking his lane.
Right down the pipe.
Push it in there. Can't do it.
These are really blocked up. It may turn into an airmail game. No, he wants to block behind.
What will Windsor do? Is he going to go for it?
I heard a shoot it.
Just missed it.
I got a wide open signal from Derek Singleton. That tells me he's going up.
Got it in. Jeremy Schermerhorn, watch this shot.
Ooh, don't want to leave it too short.
Get bunched up on the left side.
Will he shoot it?
He went for it, just bounces off to the right.
I will say, one thing I've noticed early in this game, or really even halfway through this game, the airmail abilities by both teams has been a little bit lesser than what we've seen earlier in this tournament. I don't know if it's nerves, don't know if it's just getting out of rhythm, out of momentum, but I would expect the airmail percentages to rise in the second half of this game.
So this is Windsor's game. When there's nothing on the board, Windsor could just knock him in all day.
See? V-block, it went this way.
Good bag.
And a perfect replacement bag. In for two.
A great game and round as we watch this last replacement bag you were just talking about.
Yeah, replacement bags are fantastic because not only do you go in and get points, you also sit in front and control that front half of the hole.
That almost seems to be the only way to beat Windsor, because if you get into a shootout with them, I mean, you're just not going to win that.
I mean, I've seen him shoot 30, 40 bags in a hole in a row.
We saw it earlier today.
You're absolutely right.
He was matched up in singles and we saw him just firing them in one after another.
Ooh, can he sneak in the front half? Double four-bagger.
And it stays 10-9. Again, our first semifinal of the night.
Windsor needs a song change. Reach for his phone to get a song change in there. This side of the board, both players, headphones in. Other side of the board, neither player with headphones in.
Good, you're good. I'll come back.
Another bag off to the side. It's not out of play by any means.
Comes.
And yeah, going right in.
Great bag.
Again, that just seems to be the way to try and play against Windsor. Just put that V block out in front like you were saying. He did it again.
Kick.
And it got a little bit of kick there. There you go.
Take.
In for a four-bagger. That's 8 in a row for Schermerhorn.
Trying to drag him both in. Flies that one in, but couldn't get the second.
Yeah, couldn't get the bag to drag. Like you said, that's been the key right now, is that block in front. And they take the lead.
11-10. Singleton's first one in. Two in a row for Isidro. Trying to make it 3 in a row. Got it. Now a chance at a four-bagger for Herrera. Got it.
Isidro said, I'll take those 2 right back with a 4-bagger.
That's 8 in a row.
Herrera.
Yeah, I believe that's 8 in a row for Herrera.
Back on top by 1.
Keep moving. Keep coming down my arm.
And this is in Schermerhorn's lane. It's not in Windsor's lane. So what Schermerhorn wants to do is try to land here.
No, not less. I think it's fine.
Because now he's still blocking his own lane. Windsor still has an angle, so he's going to go around it. Well, Windsor missed to the right. Stepping out, gives him a better angle. That's exactly what he wanted right there. Now he completely controls the front half of the hole. Really, I think honestly the best shot for Schermerhorn is to block here. Make. Yeah, that's what he's calling right there.
Yeah.
Because you just want to prevent.
He's going to hit the airmail to take him in anyway.
What?
I said he's going to throw the airmail to take him in anyway.
Obviously.
Maybe if you got a flop shot, you can try to flop on top of the bags and hold this one. I don't know.
Just laid it up, didn't he?
Yeah, and now Windsor, you got your choice. Line drive or airmail.
Trying to bring in 2, only knocks in 1, and it skips off the board. Big opportunity missed by Windsor.
I just put it on and give him 1.
Open?
His bag hanging a little bit.
A little bit of an exchange here. I think what we're seeing.
If you want to, I mean.
Yeah, he's going back on what he said.
It's a lot
originally.
open. He hit that back corner and drop it in, but his will probably go in with it anyway.
I don't know if it will.
If I hit his in, they get what, 5? 4?
Do you think it's in far enough? It might stay.
It might stay. I do
If
think
you
it
hit
will.
his in and miss, they get 4, yeah.
I think I'd like to see him go for it.
I like the decision to go for it as well.
Plenty of hole open on that back side. All right, let's go back down to Taylor.
Well, guys, we heard a lot of exchanges and some banter in that last round between Schermerhorn and Singleton. And today when I asked them about their partnership, they described it as brothers. They said they have a very close relationship, but they are not afraid to call each other out when appropriate. And Schermerhorn actually said that helps him with the nerves when Singleton gets after him and gives him a little bit of insight on what to do next. But I'm sitting here next to Singleton, guys, and he is laser laser focused. This is a guy that loves competition. He said he's competed in volleyball, softball, cornhole. So when the going gets tough, this guy turns it on.
Windsor and Herrera take a 1-point lead. Well, we've seen this theme that former softball players, baseball players, golfers, bowlers really seem to excel here in cornhole because of the mental side of the sport.
Yeah, so Schermerhorn's going to go here and bully. Means try to push this bag this way. Oh, but the problem is when you step out, your normal trajectory is here. When you step out, it turns into here. So if you miss too far to the right, that you'll get exactly what Schermerhorn just did, and you'll kick off the side.
Oh, another big opportunity here for Windsor, Trey. 2 just hanging in the Roman red zone.
Another opportunity for an airmail from Windsor.
Knocks in 2, but skips it off the back of the board.
It's like a 2-point round.
Make it 15-12, starting to get a touchy separation.
3-point lead, and again, slowly starting to creep our way towards 21 in our first semifinal here of the night. Herrera to go first. Chance at 3 in a row for Herrera.
Maybe step out a little bit if you're Singleton. Yeah, I think I'd rather step out and get a better angle on those. But either way, I think they're both going now.
4-bagger, but takes in 2. Still a big round though for Herrera.
4 points, 19 points now. No more mistakes. No more mistakes for Schermerhorn and Singleton.
Windsor's first one in.
You all right?
Schermerhorn maybe steps out here. He's staying pretty square though in the box. Might not be moving. Oh, I think that was a tad aggressive, but I guess you live and die by your aggression.
And Windsor's now got a chance to win it.
I think now you have to shoot it. You don't have control of the front of the hole. You got to try to hit here.
Got to go, right?
Each team does get a timeout if they want it.
You got to go in with both of them.
He's right. They need 2, otherwise it's over.
I don't think you need to go in with both of them. I don't think you want to take that bag.
Had to get 1 though, didn't you? To try and stay in this. Otherwise, Windsor can put it away.
No, see now this is okay. You can get. They have 19. You don't.
Back
you
of the
can
hole.
still hit this and only give up 1 point.
Hit
That's
the
what I'm
back of the
saying.
hole.
If you had hit the airmail beforehand, you don't want to drag it back because you wanted these bags to go 3 wide, 4 wide like they are now.
Just do it.
It's an incredible shot. You got 35, 40% of the hole, but you got. I mean, you have to hit it now.
You got to hit that back of that hole.
He's right.
Remember that shot I made? Crew Cup?
Yeah, we also had a little bit slicker bags.
No, these are good. If you hit that shot, you might go drag ours in. Just hit that shot.
But he can't bring any of Windsor's bags in either.
Correct. Yeah, he's got to go in. He's got to go in by itself. I mean, you could. I don't think the purple bag's going, so you just got to hit. You got 30% of the hole. You just got to hit it perfect. That's a 6-inch hole, ladies and gentlemen. So to give you an idea, he doesn't go. He's got to hit the size of a quarter.
2 have got to go in. On the way.
Short, way short.
Too short, can't do it. Ryan Windsor and Isidro Herrera will advance into the finals. And that was a battle.
Get it done.
A battle it was. And back and forth. Great effort by both teams, though.
Schermerhorn and Singleton put up a heck of a fight. But again, Ryan Windsor and Isidro Herrera out of the Great Lakes Conference, advancing into the finals later on tonight. And let's go down to Taylor, who's standing by with our first winners of the night.
Thank you, guys. Well, as they said, that was a battle, and in large part, you got on fire with your shooting. How were you able to do it tonight?
Actually, I was a little bit off. I give more credit to Ryan. He was, amazing.
If that was an off night, then I think you're in good shape. But quite the teammate giving you the credit in this one. But you guys spoke to me earlier today about the partnership and how well you two work together. What can you say about this guy?
I learned everything from him, so I'm glad he's my partner.
Well, hey, you're moving on. We get to see more of it, so good luck.
Thank you.
And we welcome you back inside the Broward County Convention Center here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And what a great place this has been here to be this week here in South Florida. Part of all the festivities and our first national championships here of the season for the American Cornhole League, brought to you by Johnsonville. Let's look at our updated bracket. Again, congratulations to Windsor and Herrera advancing into our championship matchup later on tonight.
Yeah, Isidro Herrera, Ryan Windsor. Isidro really actually had the better statistical performance in the game. He gave all the credit to Ryan Windsor, but he averaged 9.33 average round score, meaning he's putting on an average 3 or more bags in the hole per round. So obviously having a great game, and they advance to the finals where they're going to wait to take on the winners of Dalton McClem, Kyle Malone, Jamie Graham, and Frank Maudlin.
And let's meet our next contestants you were just talking about. We'll start with Kyle Malone out of Lakeland, Florida, not too far away, just 23 years old. Got a chance to talk to him today. He's a very analytical player. I mean, he could be the first one to bring metrics here to your sport.
Yeah, Kyle Malone, one of the players in the Southeast Conference that he plays against some of the best talent in the country, plays against Matt Sorrells, he plays against Dalton McClem, his partner, plays against even a lot of the other, like Cheyenne Renner and Sam Finley, so he's used to playing against top-level talent.
On the other side, his partner, Dalton McClem. Really busy schedule for Dalton. He works, takes college classes online, plays cornhole. Actually says he doesn't practice a whole lot, which is by choice. He just comes out and plays these tournaments out of Edgewater, Florida, just 17 years old.
Yeah, Dalton McClem and Kyle Malone started the last season on a 22-game winning streak. An incredible start to the season last year. Let's see if they can roll it over into this year.
And Frank Maudlin, a PE teacher, but his biggest claim to fame, and I'll let you talk more about this as the broadcast goes on, he's actually the designer of the new Game Changer bags by All Cornhole. It's an incredible story that we'll talk about. He's out of North Carolina, 51 years old.
Frank Maudlin, not a stranger to the big stage. Those diehard ACL fans, you remember the legendary matchup for the Devour Man of the Year competition last year with John Kitchen. He came up short to John Kitchen, but what a barn burner of a game that was.
And Jamie Graham out of North Carolina, just 21 years old. Truly a great story. He has battled through all kinds of health issues, lost a lot of weight. We'll talk more about that as we go along. We've had a chance to see him a lot here on tour, and really one of the good guys here in the league.
Yeah, Jamie Graham has been lights out to start this season. I talked about back in the National College Cornhole Championship when he was playing the Pro Alumni Invitational about how I thought he had a dip in his performance over the past 2 seasons, but now this season, starting at that National College Cornhole Championship, he has been lights out. He won that singles event, now he's here. He's also in the finals for Pro Singles, so he is slinging it.
And both teams done with their warm-ups, so we are live here with these next throws. Any predictions at all? I mean, you've got 2 experienced players here.
I think the key is going to be on this end. I think Jamie and Dalton on the other end are going to be consistent. They're going to put a lot of bags in the hole. I think the play styles between Kyle Malone and Frank Maudlin are going to allow for the most scoring of big rounds.
Give it back.
Come on, boy. Them nerves out.
Get up in there.
Shot.
Either one, block it or hit it.
Huh?
You can block it or hit it. I say hit it. Go ahead and hit it.
With our first semifinal, some teammates talk the whole time.
And Graham and Maudlin will talk. They're going to talk to each other.
Come on. Okay.
I would expect possibly a push.
Get more.
Is that bag still hanging? Looks like it is, just a single point.
21, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Out to a 1-0 lead.
So 1-0 lead here to start. Looks like Dalton will throw first. He does. That's the first one in.
And a difference that only a lot of the experienced players have noticed, but some at home may have not. Since that National College Cornhole Championship at the end of December, Jamie Graham has switched his feet. He went from having his right foot forward to his left foot forward. He was able to make that change. And as subtle of a change as that sounds, it completely changes your mechanics. And so for him to be able to do that and make shots like that shows you that he is throwing at the top of his game.
That was a big shot to save just 2 points that they give up, so a 3-0 lead.
Good bag. I see you.
Shot.
Kyle stepping out, trying to go around, sneak in the side. Oh, missed it too far right, though. Now Frank steps out to get a better angle to bring both of these bags instead of just one.
Bunches him up.
Good shot.
Yeah, that's a perfect plug.
Let's go. Come on. 6.
Yeah,
Come on,
not
boy.
the smartest
Go.
decision there by Frank Modlin.
Crooked number, make it 9-0.
Wow.
Hey, pick me up.
Blanks.
Jack, pick me up.
Big early lead.
Clem and Malone now with a 9-0 lead.
Come on.
All right, let's go back down to Taylor with more
Where
here
you
on
at?
this matchup.
Well, Jeff, as you mentioned earlier, Jamie Graham is someone who has had to overcome a good bit with his own health. He told me earlier today, throughout high school, he was around 330 pounds. And when his grandfather passed away, who had struggled with diabetes, he said it motivated him to change. At 19 years old, he decided he would lose 100 pounds in a year. And by the end of that calendar year, he had lost 120 pounds. He said that incredible change in his life affected everything from then on out, including his cornhole game. He said he had to relearn his throw and change his mechanics for his new physique, but he said it has really helped his endurance as well with these long days at these tournaments. Guys, really an inspiring story, and he's overcome a lot.
Trey, you've been following him obviously for a long time. You've seen how he's had to change in a couple of ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a big part of his game, too, is his ability to trust himself and the ability to have highest level of confidence in himself, which I've never seen as much as I'm seeing it right now in Jamie Graham.
Get it.
This is a textbook airmail drag shot right here. Oh, but he short-armed it. Frank is debating right now. Does he go here and avoid his bag,
get one, no matter what.
or does he push, try to push his bag?
Hey, I say go for the airmail though.
Not go drag him?
Huh?
Not go drag him?
Nah. Regular airmail. High airmail, you got it.
Going for it. Got it in. One shot.
And that can establish a lot of confidence between partners. When you tell your partner, this is what I want you to do, and you're able to execute that, not only does the confidence by the thrower get increased, but the trust by the partner on the other end also increases.
You talk about trust and confidence. Jamie has such a great personality. He's so funny. He told us after he lost all that weight, we were talking about, all the benefits in his life. He said, by the way, the girlfriend I'm with right now, there's no way she'd be with me if I hadn't lost that weight. Just an awesome guy to talk to. Dalton trying to answer, slides it in. Solid round here.
Double four-bagger.
High fives with Jamie and Dalton.
I swear his bag's going to hit the side of the board every time.
Dalton, scrappy little football player back in high school as well.
Let's go.
Running back. We do see a lot of former athletes playing this sport now.
Because it gives you that competitive edge.
Shot.
It gives you that taste that you need of competition or rivalry and just wanting to beat somebody at something. It's a big-time airmail there by Kyle Malone. Frank Maudlin trying to follow up with a push, not throwing it hard enough.
See you working, boy.
In for 4.
Finish up. Hey, here we go.
Short.
Let's keep it going, Jamie.
2-point round for Clem and Malone, and now an 11-3 lead.
11-3.
I got to finish. My fault.
Oh.
How weird.
Dalton staying hot.
This is in Dalton's lane, so he's going to have to stay tight to that left side.
Just gets it in.
Perfectly executed.
What a shot.
Come on.
Have a little opening here for him.
Yeah, a little bit bigger of a lane, but he misses that one. Hits the harder one, misses the easier one.
Again with a chance. And he's made 7 of his last 8.
That's 4 more.
Make it 15-3. Kyle Dalton out to
Another really good look here at that bag. Sliding in.
Hey.
Woohoo! Using that slick side.
Just rolling it in.
Look how flat this block is. But the difference is there's a huge gap in between here relative to blocks.
And as you mentioned to me, it just deflected the bag right off the board.
Get it.
Airmail time.
Get it.
A big airmail to hit in 2.
Let's go.
Lips out.
Hit it.
That's essentially the same as an airmail. I don't think people realize how clutch of a shot that was, because sitting at 15, Frank needed that bag to go in the hole in order to stay in the game. It's 20-3 now.
Big round for McClem and Malone. Dalton McClem, first bag in again. 8 of his last 9 in the hole.
All right.
Good block by Jamie.
Woo! Talk about aggressive, going with the airmail there to stay over it. Again.
Oh boy, good finish.
Slides that one in. What a round for Jamie Graham.
Big time 4-bagger there. That was nasty.
Control the board back.
And sometimes what that round told me about Jamie was he's recognizing that the other team is feeling all this momentum. He was honestly going for a little bit of a shock factor of there was bag so close to the hole he went over it. He wants his opponent to almost say, what was that? Why did you do that? Perfect block.
Shot.
Well executed. Split him.
Come on.
You missed it. And the problem is you brought this closer.
Shot.
Will he think about trying to drag it for the win?
Get it.
Oh, almost did it. Airmailed it in.
He wanted it.
Couldn't quite grab it. What a shot.
Still 25.
Look at this again.
Oh, it flinched. If it had gone, that would have been game.
It's almost too good going right down the middle. Instead of catching a piece of the other bag. McClem and Malone still 1 point away. Advancing into the finals.
This is an opportunity for Graham. You want to replace this. Beautiful replacement. For that exact reason right there. Now I'm probably going block behind. Or with it. That's fine, Bag. You're guaranteeing at least 4, and 4 is what it's going to be.
4-point round for Graham and Mondlin, and now 20-9.
Now remember, What's interesting about this game is Graham and Maudlin had the highest margin of victory, over 11, than any of the other teams in this 4-team playoff, and now they found themselves just 1 point away, down 20-9 from losing.
There it is. Come on. Finish up.
All right, Trey, at what point do you start really feeling the pressure after having a big lead?
Right there. Come on.
Not yet, because right now, four-bagger's going to win it, and that might win it right there. Frank's got to do something crazy.
Hey,
not going to matter.
That will
They didn't have to worry about the comeback. They ended 21-9. Boy, just when it seemed like they were starting to get some momentum, then all of a sudden the youngsters come in and put them away.
Impressive performance by McClem and Malone, the young Florida Guns.
So congratulations, Dalton, Kyle. They will advance into the finals tonight. Let's go down to Taylor, standing by with both of them.
Thanks, guys. Dalton, I'll start with you. You guys have really seen some great competition over the course of this weekend, but you said it's all business when you're out here under the lights. How did you guys pull off such a convincing win?
We just knew our confidence and just went out there. He hit a couple big shots, and I just knew I had to hold my end, and he was handling it down there. Just got the work done.
You absolutely did, and now you move on to the finals. How do you finish this thing?
Put bags in the hole. I mean, we're playing against a great team in Ryan and Cedro. They're one of the toughest in the country. But, you know, we've won this event before, and I feel like we can do it again.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great one. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Kyle Malone, again, a very analytical player. He'll be happy with the stats in that game. A big win as they advance into the finals. More action comes your way. Women's doubles finals next. Welcome back once again inside the Broward Convention Center here in beautiful South Florida and Fort Lauderdale, as our Johnsonville Cornhole Championships continue, as we will continue here with the women's doubles finals as we look at the bracket leading up to tonight's championship here, Trey.
Yeah, it was really the tale of two tapes, which we'll talk about in a minute, but Cheyenne Renner and Sam Finley from Florida, new partners this year playing pro doubles and women's doubles together. That's a big difference, and one clarification we want to make is that women are completely able and do compete in the pro division, but we've created this women's division to expand the female demographic, to ensure equal pay among male and females in the sport of cornhole, and of course just to get female television exposure and guarantee that each and every broadcast.
Well, we have four of the best this weekend for sure. Let's get to Cheyenne Renner and Sam Finley and how they got here to the final.
I said it was a tale of two different tapes. Tape number one, Finley and Renner domination. Did not lose in a single game throughout the entire day. Capped it off with a 21-0 win over Cameron Belvin and Melissa Lofton in that bracket finals to get here.
Meanwhile, on the other end, Christine Papke and Megan Maupin, impressive.
Yes, this one was a little bit hard work, more of hard work, if you will. They lost a game early in the tournament, had to fight all the way through the loser's bracket, and then complete the double dip in the end against Maya Cup and Christy Woodell. But they're here, they're ready, in the words of Christine Papke, they can do it.
Let's dig in and meet the players here for our women's doubles final. There is Christine Papke out of Seven Hills, Ohio, out in the Cleveland area. She actually works for Reynolds Bags, so she says, I mean, cornhole is literally her life 24/7.
Christine Papke playing with a new partner this year, Megan Maupin, played with Stacia Pugh all last year, 3 national wins. Now with a new partner this year, and Megan Maupin looking to start off the year just like Christine did last year with a win at the kickoff battle.
Well, Maupin loves their determination. They fell behind several times during the qualifiers and battled back. On the other side, Sam Finley from Florida, 28 years old. Is he also throwing the Reynolds Bags? When, as you mentioned, Trey, they were so dominant yesterday. Sam is a great story. She works 2 jobs. She works from 8 to 5 and then 5 from 10 and finds time to play cornhole on the side.
Yeah, when she lost a game earlier in doubles yesterday, in pro doubles, she said, I called my boss and I said, I need more time to practice cornhole. I need another day off. And her boss was texting her back telling her, okay, fine, let's work around this schedule and make sure you stay undefeated for the rest of the day.
And Cheyenne Renner, just 19 years old.
The young superstar in the game, Cheyenne Renner, had a great run in pro singles earlier today, came up just a little bit short, but a strong performance nonetheless.
Crowd comes alive, and we are set here for our women's doubles final. And underway.
You have two very similar throwers on this end with Renner and Maupin. They throw low line drive bags, and they're aggressive. They have no fear about shooting an airmail, trying a push, whatever it may be. And a four-bagger right out of the gate by Cheyenne Renner.
Up two.
On the other end here, we have two very different styles. Sam Finley there on your right does still have somewhat of a low line drive throw. She's got a nice smooth lefty motion, but in contrast, Christine Papke, very high arcing throw, getting to utilize the slick side of the bag and let the bag do most of the work.
Good bag.
In addition, this side will definitely be the more conservative of the sides in this game. Christine Papke is a very conservative player, and with that, she is a very smart player. She's going to pick and choose her opportunities, and most of the time that works in her favor.
Early 2-0 lead here for Renner and Finley.
Renner and Finley, both champions, world champions in their own right. Cheyenne Renner winning a mixed doubles world title back at the World Championships with Tanner Halber.
Is it
On the
too
other
far
end,
off?
Sam Finley, women's doubles
I would
world
just get that one
championship
in.
last
Okay,
year
whatever you want
with
to do.
Rosie Streaker.
Boy, Cheyenne is feeling it, isn't she? I mean, she's basically saying, where do you want me to put it?
Yeah, tell me where I need to put this so I can get all the bags that I can into the hole.
Yeah. So Washington still 2-0. You see Papke on the left. She has been under the lights a lot. Really one of the top women's players in the world. Very deliberate with her motion, as Trey was saying.
And yet again, another example of bumpers. So now Christine's got a little bit more of a bumper, and she uses it to set up possibly a 4-point round. In for 4.
Third point, giving them the lead, 4-2. Christine Megan, a 4-2.
4-2 lead. Hear the sigh of relief by Christine Papke. Boy, you're right. On the other end, these two just, flat out just spin it in.
Yeah, and they there's no hesitation.
No.
A singles game between Renner and Maupin may last 6 minutes. I mean, it's just, they just fly down the boards.
Rapid fire.
Airmail, maybe?
Nice. And 2.
Cheyenne Renner says, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
My bad.
Talked about no hesitation and the aggression. Bang.
Now these two just going bag for bag. Just misses. Opportunity here for Papke. Slides it right through the middle. Another 4-bagger. Oh, just hangs off.
Another watch. Hold it firm. 4 apiece.
Tied at 4. First one to 21. Is that intentional?
No, what it did, it hit this dead spot on the very front of the board.
The bag.
And so
The
when
bag.
it does that, even if you throw it hard enough, it's going to actually stop the bag from going as far up the hole as you need it to.
The reason I ask is sometimes some of those
Good
short
bag.
blocks, like you talk about, are something that is done very effectively.
Yeah, it can be and sometimes, even if it's accidental, it can still be effective.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, they were knocking the bags in, going bag for bag the whole time, and now you got them all around the hole.
Yeah, completely plugged right there.
Yeah. Red zone. They'll take 2 though. Moving ahead, 6-4.
See if Papke stays hot.
Start. I like it.
Bully time. And she wanted to push it a little bit harder because you really want to get this bag out of play so Papke can't bring it in. And she didn't. She couldn't do it with the first throw, and Papke takes advantage.
It's okay.
Can she sneak around for 4?
Sorry.
No, but she can push off for 3. A little dirty bag right there. That's what we like to call it.
And a 1-point lead now for Renner and Finley. Let's go back down to Taylor with more on this partnership here of Christine Papke and Megan Maupin.
Yeah, guys, as you mentioned, this partnership is actually fairly new, but they both said they feel they bring a unique contrast as partners, where Christine feels she throws a little softer and doesn't necessarily like to go for the airmails. Megan throws a lot harder. She's more aggressive, and as she put it, when in doubt, air it out. Not sure if we will see that airmail attempt from her, but she's not scared to do it.
She's laughing right now because I think she tried to go for an airmail. She's laughing at herself because I think she went for an airmail and she left it short. And she got a little bit intense, but it still worked out in her favor.
As Taylor just said, when in doubt, air it out. She was trying to air it out. And it's not exactly, as you said, Trey, to her liking, but
hey, sometimes it just falls.
That's a 1-point lead the other way now.
That's when you walk away from the board and say, I meant to do that. That's what I meant to do. Oh, I hope she didn't bunch her own bags there.
Good bag.
Oh, she might have.
They're so close to dropping in. They're still hanging on.
Oh, my word. They're like, they're pinned. Oh, a couple fell.
One went.
One went. There's still another one hidden.
She's calling for a bump. Hit here and stop. Perfect. Perfect. You got your 2 points.
Shot, taking 2 right back.
That's great coaching and then a great execution of the coaching.
Well, again, one of the great things about having these events televised so we can hear the chatter behind the scenes and strategy.
Good start.
There's a perfect block there in the lane of Maupin. Maupin blocks up behind, perfectly executed, and a dagger there by Cheyenne Renner.
Good bag.
Cheyenne is feeling it right now.
Oh, and a drag by Maupin. A push by Renner. Can a 4-bagger finish? And she does it. 8 in a row for Megan Maupin.
Women's fun.
No fear, bag in front. She doesn't care.
When in doubt, air it out, right?
When in doubt, air it out is right, Jeff.
Still a 1-point match. This is for the championship. First one to 21.
Shot.
And again, what you have not seen is the long days. I mean, these last 2 days of qualifying. We talked about this a little bit on the broadcast earlier. It's just conditioning for some of these players. They play long days. They start, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning and literally play all day and all night.
And it sounds ridiculous when you say, like, there's an element of fatigue involved in this game. Because most people at home say it's cornhole. I mean, come on, Trey. You're not going to convince me these people are out here sweating bullets. But there's an element of mental fatigue.
Absolutely.
Of trying to repeat the same thing literally 1,000 times in a row in one day, and then having to do it at the highest level on this stage. There's absolutely an element of physical fatigue. Meanwhile, I'm not seeing any fatigue on Megan Maupin, who's now hit 12 bags in a row.
She is so strong. Another 2-point round for Maupin and Papke, a 13-9 lead. I mean, again, is this one of those situations where we get to the other side of the board? Do you think about a short block intentionally just to try and get her off her momentum?
You absolutely can consider it, and Cheyenne Renner's got that in her arsenal. And you wonder if she'll consider that here the coming rounds.
Atta girl.
Christine Papke, you want to avoid this bag in the Roman red zone. Don't give Sam Finley the ability to bring that any closer. Don't touch it.
Still holding it, 13-9.
For a wash, stays 13-9. Now let's see if there's some strategy on this end just to try and slow Megan Maupin down.
Megan Maupin, though, still's got first bag, though, so she can set the pace. And if she starts going straight in, there's that block you mentioned.
I mean, even just something.
Oh, my word! Oh, what a block behind. She's going to step out. You can't tell me she's going to get 16 in a row here, are you?
Maupin stays.
Oh, my!
She's hanging in, so do you have the back half? Or if you can take them all, or just give them two? If I board it, is it going to fall? No. No, it's just two.
Great communication. She's absolutely right. It's not going to go down. Flat shot by Maupin.
I hate to even say or insinuate the streak is over of bags in the hole because she ends with an incredible shot. That's 15 out of 16 bags for Megan Maupin.
Good start.
He slides the first one in. Answer by Finley.
Bag.
Now that is a very short block. And now this is going to be a test of Christine Papke because, like we talked about earlier, she's very conservative. Will she go airmail? She's going. Gets it. She said, when the time is right, I'm going to hit it.
So, Trey, did she do that intentionally with her second bag?
She might
Or
have.
you
It's
can
tough
split
to tell.
Whatever
Middle?
you want.
Up the middle?
I mean, she looked like she had that look on her face that it was just basically a move in chess.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
I should have went up. That's feeling up.
Oh, and a tough break. Going to get 3 more points there.
3 more. Make it 18-9. We have thrown ourselves into crunch time.